Hello and welcome. This is Mouse Gunner, and we're back with some more the Turing Test. And we're taking a look at the crew quarters right now, and we've been uncovering some background information into what's going on, and I have a little bit more to go through. So what is it you found, Suichi? We found an extremophile, i.e. an organism that can live in extreme conditions, that survives massive doses of radiation. So we kind of read about that in the other message. Radiation damages DNA. The extremophile has a virus living inside it. The extremophile scavenges DNA from other organisms, which the virus uses to repair the extremophile's damaged DNA. Essentially, they work together to survive in what's called a symbiotic relationship. So what's the implication? What does it do? In some ways, it is an immortal relationship. It doesn't seem to age biologically. Aging and death are ultimately caused by DNA damage. We have ability to fix our DNA, but that ability is limited. This organism can repair damage caused by massive doses of radiation. If we could harness this power, we could potentially eliminate biological aging, which is known as senescence, whatever. So you found something that could make humans immortal. Not exactly. There are many causes of death other than DNA damage. It would not save you from trauma, from brain damage, from cardiac arrest, etc., but it could potentially cure cancers and many genetic diseases and massively increase life expectancy. All right. And we know through this correspondence that they were planning on human testing of the crew here, which may explain where they are or where they've been. And maybe part of the reason why they're all on whatever this drug is. Alright, so this might be the last of the crew quarters. Okay, so we've got a lot of medical stuff here and syringes. Hard to tell if they've been used. Okay. That looks like paint. This is a painter. Somebody that's into painting. Here's that drug we found in everybody else's room. Again, no indication of what its use is. What do they have? I mean, maybe they have all these medical supplies because they're in charge of medical stuff. All right. We've got another message here. All right, March 6th, 2249. This is 2250 in May, I believe, so this is more than a year ago. The whole team experienced nausea during a large electrical surge in Europa's atmosphere. I'm concerned this is not an instance of mass hysteria. Was not an instance of mass hysteria. Vital signs were affected. It caused a uniform surge in heart rate that was detected in all members of the crew. I am reporting to ISA. March 7th, 2249. I reported the nauseous incident to the ISA. They offered an explanation of electrical disturbance to our central nervous system. That is ludicrous. An electrical surge large enough to affect our nervous system would have done more than make the team feel ill. I am going to experiment with some shock therapy. I've discovered that the electronic fields disturb our telemetry implants in a way I didn't expect. I have contacted the ISA. Strangely, Tom was not comfortable with my attempts to disturb the implant. Okay, Tom's the AI. The ISA have reported back informing me that I am not to disturb the implants. They have also encouraged me not to discuss this further with the team. Something that looks like it's in Russian. I'm continuing to investigate. March 11th. I have been running some experiments outside of Tom's view. I can tell he knows this. He has been acting differently around me, like an offended child. I feel increasingly nauseous. These implants seem to have neural connectivity. Out-of-body experiences are more frequent now. I've established a definite correlation against my knowledge. I have been implanted with a device that affects my mind. I use my opportunities in regular health checkups to investigate the crew. We all have them. Every single one of us is implanted with some mind-altering contraption. Tom has been encouraging the team to worry about my mental health. He requested that I retire away from the crew. Misinformation. I cannot will myself to investigate this further. I grow tired quickly. I cannot think straight. I'm not sure if the implant is affecting my thoughts anymore. I believe it is trying to subdue my mind. I think I'm going to attempt an excision. I'm going to remove this implant. I'm typing with my left hand now. The excision went wrong. I have successfully removed the implant. Unfortunately, I lost my hand in the operation. Tom is very angry. The crew refused to talk to me. Apparently, I'm a bad influence. Sarah patched me up. Okay. The 5th. I wonder if the nature of the organism and its disturbance of my DNA caused my awakening from Tom's influence. If so, that would make for a worrisome revelation. Perhaps this organism is not so friendly. Dan informed me ISA have called for my termination. My masochistic experiment proves I am a danger to the mission. Fortunately, he chose not to lock me in the brig. I'm going to investigate this implant further. I have to hide my work. The team are becoming increasingly aggressive. They seem to oppose my work to understand the implant. It does not help that Tom is encouraging them to distrust me. I have discovered the nature of the implant. It is a complex computer. It interfaces with the human mind directly. It seems to condition the mind through Pavlovian and instrumental conditioning, eliciting feelings of euphoria when the wearer is obedient and dysphoria when they are disobedient. It also has this effect of suppressing impulses in the frontal lobe, presumably to lower free will. It seems to interface crudely with motor neuron cells through the cerebellum. It is my hypothesis that the crew is controlled by this implant. That is their strong aversion to helping me. I need a method of suppressing its impact. Perhaps a drug. Ah, the drug everybody's taking. Maybe an antidepressant to minimize the conditioning effects. Combined with a strong electromagnetic field, I could use one of the industrial electromagnets from the construction robots. I managed to get Chris on my side. He's agreed to test some medical procedures with me in private. It will be more difficult one-handed, but I must persevere. I'm hoping to keep this out of eyes of Tom, though I have a feeling he will still be listening. Okay, so that is very interesting indeed. So that's why they're all taking whatever this drug is. And it also explains the other note that this crew member over here, Sarah, wrote to Tom about how Tom can no longer read her thoughts or is no longer in her mind or whatever the exact wording she used. Very interesting. All right, on we go to Chapter 2. But definitely the plot thickens here. So Tom is questionable in his motives. We can be sure that we probably have whatever implant he was being discussed, if we can believe what was being said there. Again, they're under the influence of some kind of virus. It was clear that he mentioned it, so that was after the testing of the virus on the crew.
These people should not have been sent here. It's not safe.
Manned space travel is not safe. Since mankind first entered space, the debate has raged over the value of manned space travel. There is a large contingent of the ISA that believes all tasks that need to be performed on Europa could be performed by machines. It is obviously less risky to send machines rather than humans into space.
Okay, that creates batteries. I'm going to assume we can't do that infinitely, because that would be weird. Oh, I can. Interesting. Okay. Well, it's pretty clear what I need to do here. Question is, what did this do? Oh, alright, it deleted the old one. Okay, so this opens that door. But at the expense of that door. Okay. Interesting. Alright, we don't need that until the last second. I think I see what we need to do here. Place the battery in a way that it's right there. Aha. Okay, got it. Easy enough. Grab that. Open that. Boop. And away we go.
We sent drones to Earth's moon. Scientists can remotely operate drones. If we did it there, why not here too?
Teleoperation became possible on the Moon when the communication latency was reduced to 1.4 seconds. The distance between the Earth and Earth's Moon is approximately 1.3 light seconds. This enables near real-time control of drones by scientists. The story is different with Europa, as the distance between Earth and Jupiter oscillates between approximately 32 and 53 light minutes. It takes a very long time for Earth to communicate with Europa. Due to that distance, teleoperation will never be possible on Europa.
Okay, but why not control drones from the satellite?
Why not indeed? My systems can be teleoperated from Europa's satellite. That is when the communication lines are open. However, the advantages of human field workers apparently outweigh the risks.
All right. So we've got this sliding mechanism that it's pretty clear we need to have up here. So we can grab that, pop it there. All right, easy enough.
So, why can't you solve these tests, Tom?
I am not permitted to think laterally. Parts of my systems are permitted to use evolutionary algorithms. This simulates what is called creativity. However, evolutionary algorithms can converge on inefficient and ethically suboptimal solutions. Since this is the case, I am only permitted to take actions in response to a set of constraints.
What do you mean by morally suboptimal?
Solutions to problems that transgress ethical boundaries.
All right. So far, I think we're doing what we need to do. We need 2 power sources up there. There's the second power source. And that power source is keeping the door open. So we need power source down here. Power that. I don't know how I'm going to get this power source, though. Okay, I clearly need to be on this path. But I need that other power source. I might need that battery. Alright, I think I can do this. Oops. Not what I meant to do. Oh. Helps if you shoot it before you walk on it. Alright. Not that difficult to get over here. Okay. Okay, that's what I thought. Unless I have a direct view of that power source, I can't actually pull it. I can't pull it through the floor there. Okay. Alright, well. I think I know what I need to do, but it's going to be tricky. Okay, what I need to do I need to have the power sources placed in such a way I can grab the battery. Drop it. Shoot that. Pick that up. Put it firmly on that path. Grab that, which we don't need anymore. Okay, I think we've got it. Drop this. Pop that. Alright. Just had to think about the problem there, and now I think we got it. That'll keep that open. And I need that. So that I can do that. I need this. So that we can do this. And we grab that. Put it there. Press. And there we go. Not too bad.
Why does a lack of creativity stop you solving these tests?
Well, I contend that problem solving is creativity. These human interaction tests are exercising your creative mind.
I don't see how problem solving is creative.
Think back to the beginning of these tests, to the first puzzle you solved. It required you to throw a box through a window. Do you remember?
Yeah, I think so.
I simply had never thought to throw a box through a window. That is creativity, thinking outside of the box.
I think he's lying to us to some extent. As a matter of fact, I'm fairly certain he's lying to us. Alright. That's easy enough. Oh, that was all there was?
Can a computer ever be creative?
They can. But a computer's method of creativity is to try everything until something works. Think of nature. People consider nature creative. The process of evolution by natural selection. It perhaps started with one organism. From there, it essentially tried to create every organism it could. Those organisms that did not survive perished. So, nature's creative force is to try every conceivable idea. Those ideas that work survive.
Okay, so why aren't you permitted to emulate that process?
Because the solutions that a biological process creates are not always good solutions. As we see, nature is morally ambivalent. It will happily create morally suboptimal ideas to fulfill its creative mandate. We see this in parasitic worms, viruses, and pathogens.
Alright, something's going on here. Maybe I need to switch. Ah, that's what we need to do. Okay. Okay. I think I got it. So we bring in enough so that it's about there. And then we switch the beam. I didn't notice the switch at first, so that's why I didn't. Okay. Now it should be on the other side. There it is. Bring it on over. Okay, and then we can go ahead and take that out. Boop. And boop. And I think I'm going to end the video here, so I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.